Hello friends, today is my next video on the topic stored procedure. What are stored procedures? So we saw how to create functions and how to use it till now. Functions have very limited scope. They can operate on columns on your for your select statement, but you cannot replicate your entire say. So if you want to say certain statement which can be used again and again, so how do you do or how do you make sure that those things are not repetitive in your segment? While we look at manipulation which can be created for UDFs, user defined function. Your cases you define for certain segment of query itself, which you do like where your select query needs to be created does a common entity which can be called again and again. For such a cases we have a concept called store procedure. I'm going to explain syntax of a store procedure along with example. So how to write? First we just change the default delimiter by giving this command. Then we will go create procedure and keyword, and we will go to the procedure name. We will procedure name, whatever we want to put it the procedure name in our query, we will give the name there, and then we will give the parameter list. These may be there may be n number of parameters for your values here. Then we start with begin statement, and meanwhile there is a SQL statement in the next step. There may be n number of SQL statements here. After that, we will terminate the statement and double sign of dollar. And again we use delimiter. So we set it back to the default value. Now, in this case, we just want certain customers based on their sales value here. Now I'm going to show you some example based on their sales value. So we will use the procedure name to get the sales value. What we will do after creating procedure, we will just call the procedure name. The name here we put it. Okay. So what we want to check in this case, we just want certain customer based on their sales value. So we will use the procedure name as get sales information. Sales value for amount greater than the input value we just want to check. So what we will do, we will go to the MySQL workbench, and we are using the same things. We are using a new window here, new script book to writing the command. First, as I already told you, delimiter double sign of dollar to change the default delimiter. Then create procedure, name of the procedure and the attribute you want. Here we want sales input, and that should be the integer. So we have put integer. After it, we will start with begin statement. What do we really want to see? Customer ID and sales for that particular customers as sales amount, and we put it as the round because we want integer. From it, I can extract it from a single table, so we don't need to use table or join clause here. What we will do, select customer ID attribute we want round from market factful where round is greater than sales input. Round is greater than sales input order by sales, and we just end the statement. After it, we will put the delimiter to change the delimiter to the default value as it was before. What we will do, because we are using new window, we will use market star schema. Will run this command again. So if I'm going to run this, see, I will create a stored procedure here. Then We will go to the call get sales customer whose has sales input more than 10. Whose has sales input 10 or more than. If I am going to run this, see, it will show the customer ID with sales amount which you put here condition by this call get sales customer, because I already stored a procedure here. We can change here value in a different format, like if I am doing value here 100, then we will see the customers whose sales value is 100 or more than. Okay, I hope you got how to run and how to store procedure, how to call that procedure, all you got. Now if we want drop procedure, see, we want some another information, we just don't want this particular procedure. Then what we will do, we will go to the drop procedure command, we will put the name of procedure and will drop. So it's drop. Now see, if we want to use the same thing again, then what we will do? We will run this command again, entire command we will run again and will create procedure, and you can see again it. If we do not rerun this, then we can't get. See? So I suggest you to do more and more practice of this topic. Now there is a limited part which is remaining. What we are going to watch here. This is about if we want to see the difference between UDF and stored procedure. What are the difference between them? In user-defined function, it supports only the input parameter, not the output. Output is just checked back. And stored procedure, it supports input output and input output parameters both. So in user defined functions, it cannot call a stored procedure, but stored procedure can call a UDF. This is also a difference. In UDF, as you already seen, it can be called by using select statement, but stored procedure can be called by call statement. So UDF must return a value. It's a requirement. It's not necessary in stored procedure to return a value. Only the select operation is applied. Select operation is allowed in UDF, is applied or allowed. But in stored procedure, all database operations are allowed. So, friends, I really hope you got to know the information about UDF, stored procedure, their differences, how to write both stored procedure, UDF, how to call them, and what application we can really use or reuse these both. Okay. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe my channel.